Welcome back, everybody, to Forgotten Fates, a Dungeons and Dragons 3.5 edition campaign. We're currently in our 6th week, going into hour number 4. Some crazy stuff happened last hour. So, what are we up to now?
I believe everyone had just gathered, everyone except Vakaut. Vakaut's still slumped up against the wall. You had all gathered up in the next room, found the rod, and Andara and Kella passed it between each other, looking at it. And that's where we stopped, if I remember correctly. You figured out how to work it, and that was it.
Yeah, we were discussing the proper use of it and so on.
Well, I'm pretty sure the way it works is everyone has to be in physical contact of the user.
Well, before we go and get a bunch of people in this device, maybe we should test it out to make sure it's working properly.
Yeah, but how did you get out of it?
Exactly. I'm not sure on the.
I don't think I'm willing to will roll the dice on that.
But how do we know if it works if someone goes in and they can't get back out? I mean, our options are here to die in a volcano or go in the rod. I don't really know if we have much of a choice.
Right. Well, obviously, this cave is going to be safe from the volcano, or else what's the point of being in the rod?
That spike trap's not so safe.
Well, we gotta go across that pretty easily.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard.
He sort of has a twitch.
Don't worry, I had you the whole way.
I'm not worried. Your life was in my hands.
Oh,
Or my life was in your hands, right?
I know,
Your life was...
The other way around.
Yeah, it's okay. I just kind of like look around.
I start looking at him, and I look at my sword, and I start making a connection.
Okay.
Well, should we test this rod? Let's put it back in the holder and give it a try. That's why we're here.
But if just us go in, what happens to the people up top?
Well, I can try it if you like and see what happens.
But if you don't come out, what do we do?
Well, do you want to try? Someone has to try it.
Well, I think we just go in feet first.
Well, if we're trapped in there indefinitely, then
that
what's
worked
the
out a
point?
while ago.
Well, if we're trapped in there indefinitely and trapped in here indefinitely, where we die a slow death because we have no food, what does it matter?
Well, I have my ration thing.
But I'm sorry. If we go in, the people upstairs don't.
Right.
So let's just take it back and go in.
Okay.
Just maybe not Gretchen.
And how are we going to prevent Gretchen from going in? And what do you expect she would do with the rod if she had it?
Well, the only thing she could do is go in the rod.
She could take it in her possession?
What is she doing here?
I don't know.
I wonder if that stick's not a way for her to collect souls.
Let's not talk about Gretchen anymore, okay, guys? It's a little terrifying. I don't know, Dermot. What do you think of all this?
Stick someone in the rod and let's see. I thought you said like you just willed yourself out of it.
Yeah, don't you know on how it works out of character?
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Or do you not know?
For the most part.
So
You don't know about from the inside out. You know how to get in. Once you got in, you might be able to figure out how to get out.
So I
You know
how to get
everything
in.
about the outside. Yep.
I just don't know how to get out.
Right.
I don't know, guys. I'm a little confused. I don't really. There's nothing about how to get out of it.
Well, it seems foolish for us to all jump in the rod if we're not able to get out anyway, regardless if there's a volcano or not.
But what if the person who can use the rod and has the most proficiency in it goes inside and isn't able to come back out?
I volunteered to go in. Worst case, you can always get me out, right?
Unless the way out is inside.
What if the way out is the way in?
Well, then if you're the one who knows how to use it from the inside, then you'd be the most logical to go in the rod.
She's got a point.
If it's easy to go in, then it won't be difficult. We can always bring it somewhere and get it examined once we get out of here. I'm sure we could survive to some degree in this cave without going in the rod. It's just silence.
Okay, just don't let Vakaut cut the ropes. That'll
Now-
make sense another day.
Don't let
Thank
Vakaut
God.
cut the ropes? What?
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Click.
Just yep.
Okay.
Now, should we give you a certain amount of time? Should one of us try and follow you in after you're in? What do you propose?
I don't know. Hold it up. Click.
You see, he holds up the rod, clicks.
I'm gonna try and catch it.
Yeah. There's a couple of flashes of color before he disappears, and the rod starts to fall to the ground. You manage to catch the rod.
I'm sort of startled. Like, that was unexpected.
You haven't seen that particular combination of color flashing since the portal mess up when someone brought a sword through it the first time.
Did Kill have that thing on him?
Oh my God.
How do people forget this stuff? Okay.
What?
Kel,
My character actually said that.
the flashes happen, and you come to floating somewhere. You look around, it's just a pink mist everywhere.
Okay.
You're just floating in what you would guess the astral plane. You smell smoke coming from your backpack.
Oh, man.
Oh God.
Okay.
What do you do?
So I'm floating.
You're floating. There's nothing around you that you can see. You think you see floating islands in the distance.
Oh my God.
Okay. What happens when you take something out of the backpack? Does it float too?
Yeah, it's just stuff floating beside you.
Like
Depends
zero
on how
gravity.
much force you pull it out with.
Take the pommel out if you can and let it float.
It's burning hot, but it seems to have part of a blade now.
Interesting.
It was broke off clean, and now it's come out part way.
It's almost like you could cut through time with that thing.
So it is.
Reforming, you might say.
We're gonna call that Time Slicer from now on.
Like,
Time
is it an actual
Slicer!
blade or is it like an ethereal blade?
It's ethereal.
Interesting.
The entire blade now is like ethereal, or just the piece that's grown out of it?
The piece that's growing out.
Cool.
But you're saying there's a blade now on it, because before it was just the pommel.
Right.
Now there's like a little chunk.
Mm-hmm.
Of ethereal sword.
wishing to go back doesn't do anything?
No.
How hot is the blade?
The sword looks like it's still glowing hot.
How hot?
Do you touch it?
Can I feel it without going?
Yeah, getting close to it, you can feel that it's hot enough to burn you if you were to touch it.
Okay. Then. Let's see.
Let me give you a minute
I'm
to
surprised
think.
you're not in shock. Like, what the fuck?
Give you a minute to think about this.
I'm floating in nothingness, Caleb. What do you think?
I know, but like, wouldn't your first reaction be like, what the fuck
Yeah, I
am
looked
I?
around. I said I looked around, and you said
Yeah.
I was in pink nothingness.
You just seem like you're acceptant of it.
You
Like,
see, there are some clouds of quicksilver, mercury, basically. You can see in certain spots.
Oh fuck, mercury?
Looks like mercury, liquid mercury in cloud formation.
What happens if I take a water skin and like squirt it onto the sword?
There's some steam from it. Yeah.
Okay, can I squirt it all into the sword till it's empty?
Yes.
Then use the water skin as like a glove and grab the pommel and see if I swing it?
Yeah.
Does that do anything?
You squirt it onto the sword.
Like slice with
Right.
it?
You grab the sword, using
Yeah.
that as a glove, and you slice with it, and you see a white hole appear where you sliced it. Okay, hang on with you.
Okay.
Okay, so back where you guys are, you see the flashing lights that you saw when you went to the portal. You recognize that, Andara, because of your portal domains.
Okay.
And so caught the rod, and you realize by looking at that something just went wrong.
Do I connect the dots between that and the other sword from last time? Or
Yeah, you connect the dots really quickly.
okay, so my eyes get really big,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh no, the pommel. I think something just happened that shouldn't have happened. I say to the rest of the group that is present.
I already made that distinct
Did anybody else make that connection too?
or connection, and I remembered.
Did everyone else make that connection? Yeah.
No, you're telling them now. I would guess Dermot would have probably. It's magic crap.
Yeah.
And Vakaut's not even in there.
Well,
You remember when we ended up in the Underdark after going through the portal with the item?
Oh, I remember.
Suspect something similar may have just happened to Master Kel.
Oh, so he's all the way back where we got dumped out in the Underdark?
Quite possibly.
But he would
It's-
just be in the same place,
It's
right?
it's hard to say with portals, and anything can happen. He could be in the ethereal plane. He could be somewhere else. He could be in
You say-
in Waterdeep.
You see a slice in time appear, basically. A slice in the plane appear.
Okay.
A white
near
hole.
me? Do I like step back? Does it like coming at me or?
Yeah, it's coming at you.
Okay, well I
Like,
step
you-
back.
You fly back. Kel, what do you do when you cut that white hole in the fabric?
Can you see anything through it?
Is white at first, and then you start to see your companions.
Jump through. Try and swim
Okay.
through. Try and get through that hole.
All right, you see the hole appear. You see Kel in a pink cloud.
Kel?
You're guessing that that's the astral plane, and he's swimming towards something that's sealing up quickly. And then
I'm just shocked. I just dropped the other thing.
the rod hits the ground. You manage to make it through, Kel, just barely as it closes up.
Okay.
What just happened?
Holy crap! Oh, there's pink mist everywhere. There's like mercury clouds. I
Something
don't know.
happened that shouldn't have happened. How are you? What happened? Where were you?
What's the sword look like? Because it's in my hand with the water skin wrapped around it.
Yeah, you've still got the sword. You can faintly see a bit of the blade.
Is that the? I'm pointing at the. Is that the item?
Yes, this This is it. Look at it. It's got like a bit of a sword now. I don't know. That's so strange.
Strange.
I got out.
More
guys.
than strange. You got out. You got out. Where were you? Was there food? Is it as great as it should be? It didn't seem like it would work properly.
How long was I in there?
Matter of seconds.
Is the sword hot?
It's still pretty warm, yeah. It's not, you can touch it now, but it's warm.
Okay.
So it's been cooling off.
Is it burning my water skin glove?
Not anymore.
Okay.
If you take it off, you can see where it scorched it, though.
I'll just hang on to it. If it doesn't feel hot, I'll just hang on to it.
Okay.
It just feels warm. I mean, I can get us out.
How did you get out? What happened?
Sword? I wished I was back here with you guys when I...
You
took a
wished?
slice.
Did you actually wish?
Well, I didn't say I wish. I just thought I wanted to be back here.
And you what? Swung the sword?
Yes.
Does it work like that now? Can you wish to be somewhere else with that now? Like,
Sure.
what are
Can
you?
you wish us back to town?
I turn away from Andara and take a swipe. Does it do anything?
You turn away from Andara and take a swipe. You see some sparks come out of the edge of the sword, but it's not working right now. You do notice it like ripples where it cut, though.
Huh. I think it needs to recharge.
Recharge? How does it charge?
I don't know.
How many days were we in the Underdark before our magic stopped working and started working again?
I don't know.
Everybody check your magic items.
Take out my beer.
I'm sure the rest of ours appear to be fine, right?
Yeah, everything y'all have is fine.
What about Kel?
Yeah.
Any magic items that you had kill are currently non-functional.
Oh,
Trying to go
man.
through.
Mine aren't working.
So it must drain any magic items nearby.
I knew it.
But they
you
did appear to
didn't.
work again after a certain amount of days. If I had to think, how did I know? How
You
many
guessed
days?
it was 2 days.
2 days.
After 2 full days' time, they seem to work again.
It appeared that after 2 days last time, it appeared to work again. This is really strange.
Don't really know how to get out, but I got out.
You willed your way back here by that method. If someone else were to use the staff and the sword and were to try and will themselves back to somewhere else, I wonder if that would work. If we could use it as a port key back to Waterdeep.
That would be great. We haven't even got there yet.
If all it took was a drain of the wielder's items.
But what about the baby?
We
with
could
us.
always go there and then come back and then come back, and if we have a device that allows us to go where we want to go by sheer will. We don't know if that's the way it works, but this is definitely interesting.
I say you go through the portal with that sword again and see if it grows.
His items have been drained. He won't be able to come back, I suspect.
I'm not doing that, you crazy halfling.
Just do it. Quit being a baby.
Coming from the baby.
Are you volunteering, Ardo?
No, he's the bard.
What do you mean I'm the bard? What does
You're
that
the
mean?
bard who does stuff with the stuff.
You seem to be pretty comfortable with this whole prospect, Ardo. I don't know. You sure you don't want to give it a try and see if you can get back to Waterdeep?
I don't have the sufficient skill with magic items that he does.
Yeah, or words.
All he did was swipe a sword. You can't swipe a sword?
Exactly.
Ruffian.
Last time it was just a pummel. If you went again, it'd be a whole rapier. Maybe it'd be more powerful.
I don't like your tone.
I didn't ask if you liked my tone. And you used my sword without permission.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I do. I do.
Your sword? What
Never
sword?
mind.
This one. He used a wish. I know he did. What'd you wish for?
What
What do you
talking
mean?
about? Nothing happened.
You could have wished us home.
Where was the wish?
You guys
Well, why
didn't?
A
He's
wish.
going crazy. Look at
Why
him.
didn't we use that
We
before?
all had a wish.
Instead of running away with this caravan?
I don't know. He used it. I know he did.
Perhaps if your greed wasn't overrunning you, we could have thought of this sooner.
Greed. Greed. If I was greedy, this fool would be dead.
If
That's what
you
it
were
was.
greedy.
Vakaut's not here.
Yeah.
Well, I point down the hallway where I last saw him.
What are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about.
Actually, they don't. You never said.
And my eyebrows were raised like, what's wrong with this guy now?
Gone mad. What is
I
with
think
him?
he's got gold fever again. Perhaps we should close that door with all the gold.
There it is. Dermot closed it as soon as he opened it.
Oh, okay.
Way ahead of you.
Curses work like this? Is this the curse?
Could be.
Start like eyeballing Ardo,
Looking at him distrustfully.
poking at him, lifting his arm.
There's
Stay
like
away from
one-
my goals.
Ah!
They're my gems. I gave you
Gone
your
mad.
gems.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't touch your weapon.
Well, if this happened with
Lies.
the sword in hand, I don't see how we're gonna get through this to where we're supposed to be with this scepter, as long as we have that sword.
Well, maybe we should go further in the dungeon and maybe there's some answers.
Didn't they say the other way is a dead end? What do you mean?
Who said there's a
Further.
dead end?
Vakaut, the one lying down.
Where's
on the
Vakaut now?
He's
In the dead
hallway.
end?
He was feeling.
I
under
bet
the
he
weather
found a
or
secret
something.
passage.
I mean, he's probably taxed.
I don't
for falling
trust that
down
Vakaut.
hole.
I bet he's looking for that gold.
I thought you already found the gold.
But he's always just giving away his money. Why would he care about the gold? Are you okay?
Where does he get all that gold and money?
I don't
Where
know.
do you get all your gold
give
and
away.
money?
I steal it fair and square.
Exactly.
So you hear this uproar going on, Vakaut. What do? You still sitting back there in the?
I am actually at this point with this uproar and keep hearing my name repeatedly. I'm gonna get up and poke my head around the corner to find out what kind of calamity is going on in here.
You come poking around the corner and you see them all gathered around discussing. Andara's got a hold of the rod. Kel's using a water skin as an oven mitt, holding a sword with a what looks like it could be a smoky glass blade, possibly. Ardo is apparently flipping out. And Dermot just
Dermot's enjoying his flask, or his ever full mug.
How many mugs has he had now?
how many rants?
I am going to light some incense.
Okay.
And
Look at him. He's smoking hashish right now.
Hashish? What is that?
I told you he had a rough day.
It's some weird flower he keeps talking about that comes from his country.
I think that's pronounced washi, and I don't think it's a flower.
Oh, hashish. Smoking
and I'm actually gonna try to attempt to meditate real quick with all this
Well,
cluster going on around.
What's my knowledge arcana tell me about What'd you say it was? The something plane? The astral plane?
That would be a knowledge of the planes, actually.
It's a knowledge of the planes?
Yeah, knowledge of planes. But your bardic knowledge tells you that that's a. Basically, what happened is you attempted to go to the demi-plane summoned by this scepter, and were spit out into what the astral plane is, the space in between all the planes.
So I attempted to go in and it said, fuck you.
And kicked you out into nothing.
Waiting room. Into the waiting
Yeah,
room.
yeah.
Well, I say once again, I suppose my life is in your hands. I grab this rod and I press the button.
You see the colors flash for a moment, and the rod starts to fall to the ground.
I would have just left it on the ground and pressed it from the ground.
Oh, pressed it from the ground. Okay, the rod just rolls on the ground. All right. You see trees and grass. It's a paradise, really. There's fruit growing on the trees, waterfall, fresh water.
Nice.
And all in the middle of all this is a pedestal grown out of the ground with a rod on it.
Oh.
Attached to the pedestal.
Looks exactly like the same rod.
Yep.
Okay, I walk over to that and press that and see if it brings me back.
You press the button on that, and you come back out in contact with the rod on the outside.
Okay. Well, that was interesting. It appears to work properly without the sword. There's a really nice paradise on the other side with a rod of matching description that you press to get out. Seems really pretty, actually. Nicer than this place. I'm sure Sprinkles will enjoy it. And perhaps Mule. We have to name Mule.
But then let's get the rod back upstairs.
Yes, there's still the issue with... What's her name?
Well, what do you mean?
Do you really
Gretchen?
trust her if she does not go into this, or if she can... I don't know what I know about her. Only legends, right? Do I know about her ability to be in multiple places at once? Probably not.
No.
Okay.
No.
I don't trust her at all. But what choice do we have?
Well, as long as she's in there with us, I suppose.
What's the worst that could happen?
I just raise an eyebrow. We could be slaves
Slaves to
to
what?
this being. If the rumors are true, she's
Sounds
Is
like
it-
a nice place that you described.
tricky. No. What's her name again?
Gretchen.
Gretchen. I say it how I know her name. The Witch in the Woods.
Oh yeah. Whatever I told you.
Yeah. If she is who you say she is, would you really trust her?
We could stay inside the wand for now.
With,
You said
with
there was
her,
food
as
and
long as
water.
she's in there with us.
She doesn't have to come in.
We could always guard the staff from the outside in shifts if it's that easily accessible inside and out.
Who says it stays accessible for that long?
What happens
don't know.
when the volcano hits here?
If there's a volcano that's actually going to hit, the staff is going to be melted anyway. Or will be encased in stone with no exit.
But oh,
I'm sure we can delve our way out.
Of liquid hot magma.
Come in.
what if let's set up a
Things
guard?
too far away from.
I don't think she'd be any problem. I mean, if she wanted to,
You are naive.
probably overpower anyone standing guard anyways. How does one
Well-
stop the boogeyman?
I just shrug. I suppose we are slaves to her regardless, either way then. We may as well make it back to the others and do what we can.
But first, I'm grabbing all this gold.
She doesn't want slaves like that, right? And I'm
I
like
don't
looking
know.
over my shoulders. Like,
I
looking
don't
for
know.
her.
Wait, what, sir?
What?
Who'd you look over your shoulder at? I missed that.
He wasn't directing anything specifically at you.
I'm looking over my shoulder for her.
Oh, okay.
For Gretchen.
I missed the last word.
Just looking over my shoulders.
Do you think we should try and get the pedestal back, or leave it here and get the people across? I suspect some people would not be able to make it across that hole unless we made some kind of a bridge out of the supplies the people brought.
I think we need to get it across because, the elderly won't make it across.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not about to tie them to a rope and try and fling them across a pit. Sorry.
She just raises an eyebrow.
I'm gonna turn around and mention bring the rod up to them and let them click there and then bring the rod back.
Oh, you joined us.
Well, you're kind of noisy, so it's kind of hard not to join you guys.
What were you doing?
Attempting to commune with my ancestors.
Not sleeping? I mean, you
Terrible
sound very noisy.
No.
And you're done now?
They are silent.
What does that mean?
They are silent. I'm not hearing anything from them. Slowly inside my character's starting to panic a little bit.
So is that a good thing, or?
My character's just shaking his head up. No.
I don't really know too much about your people. I don't know what that means.
It means that I can't speak with my ancestors.
Right. I can't speak with mine.
I don't recall ever speaking with mine either.
Well, I used to be able to.
Oh, that's interesting. Really?
Used to before when? Before you fell in the pit?
Before,
You were dead.
Before
Or
other
close
events
to it.
transpired.
Other events such as
Kind of look at him with a raised eyebrow now.
I just look at you and I just shake my head up and down and I go, yes, that event.
what event?
No event that needs your concern.
What's with all the secrecy?
Hit his head. He just needs a minute.
What are you two plotting?
I didn't want anything.
And I just look at her and said, I assure you, there is of no reason to worry your head.
I've done nothing. I simply.
You seem to know what's going on, you two.
And to further sidestep this conversation back into the other one, if they've used the shelter before, then what would be any different from this eruption from previous eruptions past?
Where's Ardo?
You don't see him.
What's
don't see
different
him
is
anywhere.
the male just died.
The mayor just. Where's Ardo? Is he collecting cursed gold again?
I look over at the passageway. Is it open?
No.
Well, he didn't go that way.
Ardo, you're gonna curse yourself.
Well, we're gonna have to bring this rod back to the people, so let's go. Grab the rod.
I just turn around and I stop Kel. Said I'll volunteer to bring them.
Bring who?
I will go get the people to click. Just tell me where they need to do.
What do
You
mean
guys
get
stay
the-
here.
We're
I'll
bringing
They
the
can go
rod
into the rod.
back to the people.
Yes,
They're
and
gonna
let
touch.
them.
Oh, sorry, you weren't here for that. They need to touch the user of the rod to be portaled inside to this safe area that Andara described as beautiful with water and
Yes, a waterfall, and trees, and a
Yeah,
pasture,
trees,
and
pasture.
food. And it was quite
Yeah.
lovely.
Okay.
So if we can't bring them across the pit.
No, so then I will bring the rod to them, and then I will bring Broad back here, and then
Well,
we can figure out the rest of the plan.
are you adept at using magical devices?
Oh, like I said, just you've already motioned at this spot right here where we need to click. I can explain
What?
to them that this is where they need to press.
So
No,
you're
it's
going
not
to
like
bring it to all the people, gather the people, and bring the rod back to us.
Why do you make it sound like it's such a hard task for me to do?
Because they don't need to individually press it.
So then we all have them hold hands and one person presses a button.
Yeah, so why don't we just go back?
Given your previous history, I'm not sure that I trust you.
Well, if you knew other events that had transpired, you might thank me for some of it. So I take the word from
I
that.
would be
And I
glad to be
walk
privy
off.
to such events.
What is he talking about?
I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't think. I think you might have. You might have messed up your heal spell when you brought him back.
Illustrate does not make those kinds of mistakes.
Sunni's nothing but nurturing.
Yeah.
You wouldn't leave him broken like that. Well, maybe. No, she wouldn't. She wouldn't.
So do you need the 3 rolls?
Yep.
He has the rod.
Okay.
So my hand's not on the rod anymore, or he yanked it out of my hand?
Oh, did he yank it out of your hand?
Yes.
Oh, that's
well,
a check
you gotta-
of some kind then, yeah.
Yeah, there'd be a check involved. He's trying to grab the rod from you then.
Get your hands off that.
During the struggle, someone accidentally presses a button.
So for a strength roll, what do I want to need to roll?
Just roll a strength check.
Okay, so that's 1d.
Don't you
1d20 plus your strength modifier.
roll this? Or are we
Gotcha.
rolling this?
I want you both to roll it, and who is the higher number? A d20 plus your strength modifier.
Let go. Get out of here.
Let's see. You should have just rolled that one out in the open, but that's fine. Kel
I just hit
pulls it away from you.
I just hit up, sorry. Yeah.
I just start grabbing swords and start throwing.
What is wrong with
Shit.
you? You've gone mad. Calm down. You need to be grabbing weapons that you or things that you know nothing of.
You grabbed what and threw?
I grabbed swords and just
Your
threw 'em.
swords?
Yes, no specific direction.
Oh, you
Away
grabbed
from everyone.
you grabbed your swords and just threw them to the sides, all right?
And I just barge out.
All right, I still need the 3 rolls where you're getting across.
Bardic knowledge, curse, insanity a thing, or
Yeah. You know a lot about the curse insanity for
That's
some reason.
that's balance check, right?
Mhm.
oops.
So it's okay. 1.
So it is a thing, right?
Yeah, it's a thing.
Okay.
Okay, you balance your way back across.
Then I'm gonna head back towards the
Okay.
spiral staircase.
Why is
Spiral
he
staircase.
freaking out?
He left his swords on the ground, just threw them to the sides, and ran out.
How big are those swords?
One of them is a katana, and the other one's a broken sword in a pretty ornate sheath.
Okay. I just kind of look at the other two that I can see. Like, what's going on? We need to get out of here. It's got to be cursed.
Everyone keeps going mad.
It's something.
Maybe you guys could try and get across. I'll catch up.
I'm gonna need some help getting across again.
I'll help.
Hey, real quick. Did I leave with the both of the ropes?
You had the ones.
I-
You had one still tied around you, and
Yes.
pieces of the other one. No, you left the actual rope, but you have the troll rope.
Okay, I didn't. I was just wondering since we tied, since they had all that main rope, and
Wait, so you got the
Kel
rope
had
tied
me,
to you?
since Kel
Just
asked
like-
me to tie it, to anchor it, and then I never took it off.
You're attached to the fountain, just tied the whole way.
Oh, you never did untie. Yeah, so he left the rope tied to him and tied to the fountain and went all the way up the stairwell.
Not noticing. 'cause
Wait,
it's-
wasn't it tied to me and then I untied it? And no.
No, the other end, the knot.
The end with the knot has been tied around him this whole time. So he's just leaving a string of rope through like the dungeon.
Oh, got rope.
Mm.
Disgusting.
Hey, think of it like this: I gave you a rope bridge.
Yeah, I guess Ardo went back. Why did he throw his? I'll take those. He's just gonna leave them there. That looks like that's expensive.
Oh, hang on right quick. I've got to switch from y'all because of where Ardo's standing. One moment. All right. Back on the other side of the dungeon, Ardo, you see that spot that you're standing on right there?
Uh-huh.
When you stepped on it, a plate depressed slightly under the dirt.
Okay.
You hear behind you a clang as an iron door slams down into the ground, closing this room off.
Oh, wow.
And you see the pillars, all four, start to slowly sink as the ceiling's coming down. You suddenly look back to the skeleton that's in the fetal position on top of the chest and understand why he's there.
Wouldn't he be crushed? That doesn't make any sense.
Oh no, the chest is in a small cubby.
Uh-huh.
That the
That
roof is
part-
not lowering down.
Right. Apparently he got in there to save himself and starved to death eventually.
I see.
You figure you probably have about a minute before it's down all the way and you're dead.
I'll quickly get into the depressed tile and begin to disable device.
Oh. No. Okay.
Yes?
No.
Yes!
No.
Yes, I can make it think that it was not depressed. And
No.
switch it around somehow. No.
That's not how this works, Ardo.
That's how it works. It's a part to do with the device.
Triggered the trap.
Did I search for traps? You said there weren't any.
Yeah, you searched way the
Lie.
frick back there and over by the
You
pillar.
lied.
And then next thing I know, you're over here on top of this looking at the skeleton on the chest.
Sure.
It's right there underneath you, Ardo. I'm sorry.
Well,
What's in the middle of the room? Is it a round pillar? Or...
That is a pit.
and I can't see into it.
You couldn't see the bottom, no.
That's the pit.
That's dumb.
That's dumb.
Okay. It's still falling, by the way. And y'all hear this. This is causing quite a commotion throughout. I mean, the place is shaking because there's a large part of the roof falling.
I'm not going to be crossing any pits
Well-
while the place is rumbling.
Right.
How wide is the pit?
The pit seems to be a good, 10 foot, maybe, across.
What's it lined with?
It's just stone going out like a well. sort of,
Stone?
all the way down.
Like
yeah.
you could grab onto a stone or?
Yeah, possibly.
Or grab some of that gut rope that I cut off earlier.
Oh, that
And,
disintegrated.
I,
This one off, Ardo. I'm sorry.
I tie it. No, it didn't. I cut it away
It
from the
stays-
knot. No.
Ardo.
Then I slip it around the
doesn't
column,
work like that.
and then I
No.
use that to climb down the pit.
Ardo, as soon as you cut the section of gut rope, it goes black and shrivels away.
No, I cut it at
What
the
else?
right part. No way.
The right part is
He's
on
just
me.
making this stuff up.
I am not.
No, it's not. I sleight of handed him earlier.
No,
No.
it's still attached to the stairs.
Now what do? It's coming down.
Well, I guess I'll have to get on top. No, fuck that. No, fuck it. I'll climb down the pit. Let's go.
Roll a climb check. I want to give you an easy DC. This is a DC of.
Oh, you want me to fuck it up? Of course you do.
DC
your climb is a. Oh, what the hell?
D20.
You have a D20 plus 9. Sick.
do.
Oh, wow. Okay, so your DC 12. You can climb down. Roll me 3 climb checks to climb down.
Couldn't you just take a 10?
3 of them.
Take
Yep.
chance.
Okay,
You got it.
one more.
You got
All right, you climb down, Ardo,
Okay.
and you hit the bottom. There's bones in here.
Uh-huh.
it.
It's looks
What do
like
I
there's
see?
been several people in it. It's just you see a bunch of bones. You're at the bottom of a
So
well.
it's-
There's a couple of spikes around here,
Uh-huh.
and then you see up above you as the light suddenly just closes.
How? Okay. Yeah.
Well, by
I
chance,
thought there was a
what
tunnel or
would
something.
I-
I started looking for a tunnel. Or some kind of hidden wall.
We'll get back to you in a minute. You're going to need that time.
Bastard.
Yeah,
You
before
got
we do
time.
that, we're going to actually take a break. And we'll be back in a
Okay.
few minutes on Twitch. Thanks for watching. YouTube, don't forget to click a like, subscribe, leave us a comment, and we'll see you in a bit.
Hey, with us, we got some stuff to figure out.
Yep.